Foxy's videos of the week. Well, since we are not going to have a show tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and put one serious video in that I did discover. Um, and I'm just trying to figure out who's going to be the most pissed because, again, I'm not going to see any of these people until like damn near 2 weeks. I'm going to miss them. It's not the same as I know that we talk throughout the week when something is bothering us or we get a story or something like that. It's not the same when we're on air together. So I'm going to miss them for 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and get a series as serious as this freaking story could possibly be. What you missed on Fox this week?
If you don't watch Fox News, here are 5 totally real and definitely not made up stories you might have missed this week. You know murder? It's caused by participation trophies.
Everybody is a winner. Everybody gets a trophy. Then you go to a game and there really are losers. They become so outraged that they are willing to kill somebody.
Sean Hannity thinks he should be in charge of labor laws. Here's what he had to say about the UAW strike. Just a heads up in case you didn't know, Sean Hannity's show has a live studio audience.
By the way, their 4-day work week, 32 hours. Take that proposal. No way. That's not. Okay, I work like 90 hours a week.
He really is a man of the people. Recent abuse allegations against Russell Brand are actually just cancel culture by the woke left. Who could have seen this coming?
Brand was immediately demonetized on YouTube.
I wonder if Brand had lurched left instead of right, would this have become a story?
Just canceled immediately.
Personally, I think it's because he raped numerous women and a 16-year-old girl, but that's just me. The climate crisis is just a virtual Trojan horse for global collectivism.
The climate crisis is just a virtuous Trojan horse for global collectivism.
I really love when he just says words. It's like Fox News Mad Libs.
The socialist climate cultism and general socialism globalism.
And finally, Columbus Day is coming up, so you know what that means. Conservative whining.
She's trying to destroy this guy because why? Because he discovered America? The Italians aren't going to put up with it, and the rest of red-blooded America is not going to put up with it.
If there's anything real America should care about, it's an Italian maniac who died 500 years ago and never stepped foot on anything that constitutes the modern United States.
How stupid are you?
I'll see you on Friday for next week's recap.
General socialism globalism.
So, yeah, that's Fox.
Fox Mad Lib. Mad Lib.
And
Yeah.
that's a very large percentage of this country and their mental capacity. They are literally just feeding these people what it is that they want. These people are stupid. I mean, they really are. I mean, I know people say, don't call people stupid. No, they're stupid. Okay? So they're just feeding the stupidity and making money off of it because they can. So once again, people like to focus on Trump, but you need to look at who's following Trump. They like to focus on Fox. You look at who's following Fox. These people have been told outright that they've been lied to, they've been manipulated, and they're being disrespected. Outright. It was in the courts. The same courts that they always talk to those of us
messages. Yeah.
Right? The same courts that they tell us on the left will respect the law and follow the process. And then this is what happens. Shit comes out. Hey, here you go. And they're like, no, that's the liberal media lying, and the judges are all lying, and everybody's lying, and they're lying and lying and lying. Despite the people who said they lying to you, or you believe them. Ain't nothing you can do for these people. Welcome. Now, out of all those stories, though, I do want to say, and I could be off base here, the very first one, most things have a kernel of truth in them. That's how they're so effective in getting into the mind worm or brain worm. But the rest of them was so far off in the la la land, ain't nothing I can do with that. But the first one, I think there is something to be said about the fact that we coddle people so much, and we've taken away all the things that allow a child to learn how to deal with disappointment, defeat, adversity. We've taken it all away. They can't do dodgeball. They can't play tag. They can't pick teams. They can't. It's all the stuff that I need a child to learn how to wrestle with disappointment, because it's a part of human life, period, no matter what. I need a child to be able to wrestle with disappointment, to wrestle with I'm not the best, to wrestle with if I want to do better, I got to work harder to be better. People say, well, that's right-wing talking point. No, that even if it is, it should just be talking points. It's the truth, right? It helps people build up some emotional scar tissue, I guess you could say. So that the first time you're dealing with, no, I don't like you. No, I don't want you. No, I won't give you my number. No, I won't go out with you. No, you can't have this job. No, I don't want you to work here anymore. No, no, no. I need you to have already learned how to function through no before you're old enough to get access to lethal means. Because I don't need you working through your emotional dysfunction for the first real time when you have the ability to really lash out. See, a little kid lashes out, he might hit somebody. He might bite somebody. He might throw something. But see, he's 7. He's 7. I can work with him to learn how to control his anger and grow and move from this position. You avoid that, he's 22. You ain't stopping him when he got that gun. So it's just like, and I know that's not everybody, but it doesn't need to be everybody. It just needs to be enough people that have learned how to cope with their own emotional triggers so that they can navigate better. And instead of saying that the solution is therapy, 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 how about you help them before therapy becomes the need? It's much easier to raise a strong child than to repair a broken adult. But whatever. But the rest of that stuff was like, oof.
I had this conversation, and it's been a long time ago, so it ain't something recently. I despise participation trophies. I mean, I really have a irk. I really
there's a place for them, Marlon.
Yeah, that is my point. That is at least one of them. I paid for them. You didn't earn it. You literally did not even earn it. I paid for it. The money that I got for you to get in that football thing was to go towards the trophy that you was going to get regardless if you played or not.
Right.
And I had this conversation with somebody. Imagine trying to tell somebody they need to improve when they have no reason to. Imagine telling that to a child. Imagine that telling to a child that, hey, regardless of what you do at the end of the season, during the off season, or anything else, I need to tell your child that he needs to improve on this or that, or speed, or strength, or accuracy, or anything like that. For me to turn around and go, for what? Because the results at the end is the exact same thing as if he didn't improve. So what is
that's what they did.
Working towards?
But that's what I'm saying. The system we grew up under, and I'm not saying it was perfect, but this is one of the things that did make sense. Okay, because people like to say participation trophy, but we had them then. It was just different, right? We had ribbons, right? The ones who actually won got a trophy.
Yeah.
If you just participated, here's your ribbon, right? And if you participated and you weren't given a ribbon, then you were given the little trophy, right? Everybody got the little trophy, you know, the little bitty thing, right? So you could tell, quickly, this is not the winner's trophy. This is thank you for participating trophy. If you want the big trophy, you got to beat the people who got the big trophy, right? And it created that, and it helped sift a lot of things out. Because right now, we don't want to tell anybody no, right? We want everybody included. And unfortunately, that's not how life works, okay? You shouldn't be intentionally excluding people, but everybody doesn't necessarily need to be included. Everything ain't for everybody, right? So I do understand where participation trophies come from, because we have fully integrated, or trying to, I don't know, they're more integrated of the children with special needs into children who do not have special needs, right? So I want to make sure that I am sharing that you are 100% a part of this team, right? You might not be able to function or do some of the things that the other kids are doing on the team, but you are 100% a part of this team. Here's your participation trophy. Everybody gets a participation trophy, right? But the winners of whatever the contest is, they should get something better. They should have you striving for it. And then I personally, and I don't know, so parents out there who do have children with special needs, I'm not trying to be insensitive, because really I love, one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I know what I sound like right now, but was when I worked with the Special Olympics, because it really helped me personally. But it goes to my point of everything ain't for everybody.
Wait a minute. You work with the Special Olympics?
Yeah, they had Special Olympics
in that is so cool.
Yeah, they had it was a small event, but they did it down in South Georgia one year when I was in college, and I was able to volunteer and work with the kids, and it was just awesome. Like literally, it was awesome. But I don't want to speak on it as though it's like spectator sporting. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying because I literally took more from being there than they took from me. You know, I didn't have to be there. Their life was going to be just the same either way. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that walked away with something. But give people their avenues to where they can compete with skills. Stop trying to make everybody compete the same way at the same level. It's not fair. It's not right. Okay? That is an adult trying to take care of an adult. That's not the adult taking care of the child. That child knows that they're not able to compete the same way as these other kids. So what have you just done? You force them into an environment where they already have to feel different anyway. You feel better about it, but does the child truly feel better about it? I don't know. Ask the child. But you put a bunch of children who are all dealing with whatever level of special encumbrances they're dealing with, and let them compete. And they can compete for their real trophies and real bragging rights. That's valuable. You know? And then people who will say that
might be in this game.
Thank you. And then we do it for, pardon the language, normal kids. We do it already because we got different divisions in athletics. Right? If you were 1A school, you're not competing with 2A schools and 3A schools. We already do it.
Hey, you know, Theus?
The different races, the different lengths, the different difficulties.
Yes, we already do it. It's just we're choosing not to.
Did I see you the video of that little card artist that that created not only his own school but his own football team? And then they went.
I heard about it, but I don't remember seeing that. I remember you mentioning it. I have got to. But I probably don't send it to me because that kind of stuff makes me mad. I don't want to. I don't need to see that.
I have got to do a show on him. I really do. This dude was trash.
But why elevate that?
It ain't elevated. It really isn't elevated. This dude, because I have to, because here's the deal. I guess this is the reason why I did it. Why I would do it. No time soon, because I don't want to deal with so much. Because as much of a trashy individual that he was, and he was a trashy individual, he made one point that stuck with me. He was trashy, but he was trashy because he lied and manipulated and used people, and it was absolutely disgusting. The funny thing about it is the people who was doing it, quote, the right way, was doing the exact same damn thing.
Yeah, they just do it at a smaller scale.
And you didn't blink a effing eye.
Yeah. But hey, that's how it is, right? Because you're right.
But
You're
I didn't want to
100%
get
right.
I apologize. I didn't want to get on the point. The point was the fact that he made up a school to make up a football team, and he thought he was so Billy Badass that he wound up playing a real football team and got the living crap beat out of him. This is what I mean. Like, Anna, you have to see the game. It was absolutely the most disgusting. It was the equivalent of an elementary school football team playing the Chicago Bears. It was terrible. You don't give. Okay, sorry. Here's my point. I always try to raise the children like my mom raised me on this scale. My mom always used to teach me, what if I wasn't here? And when you're a little kid, I never understood what that meant, because it's like, yeah, but you are here, so I don't get what your point is. And then I grew up, understanding is, if I was not here for you in these situations right now, what would you do? I can answer your question right here, right now, because I am here. But if I wasn't here, what would you do? Why I don't like participation trophies is there are kids who go out there and they give their all. Kudos. I appreciate you. However, let's be realistic. We have kids who showed up. Then we have kids who don't even damn show up. They just on a piece of paper. And you get the exact same thing. Then you have the audacity as a coach to come back and go, here's where they need to prove it. And that's why I want to look at these people and go, why? Because everybody is going to get the exact same thing, and that's not effing realistic.
But isn't that very much realistic, Marlon?
It's not.
Because you go into the work environment. I know into the work environment.
I can tell you where you go with this, and I'm gonna tell you what. Because I would rather know that you gave your all and you got fucked over than you did not give a shit and want the same thing the next person got. And that's unrealistic.
I might have missed part of what you were explaining.
I'll tell you, and you'll catch on exactly what I'm saying. What we were saying off air before the show.
Oh, what I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with that.
No, that's what I'm giving an example of. If you give your all, and you know you gave your all, and you know damn well you're better than the next person, and they still achieve something better than you, that's been effed over.
Yes, it is, but it's not the same argument. A participation trophy is more akin to your salary. Just for being on the rolls, you have this amount of money rolled to you because you work for the company. Whether you work hard, whether you are out on disability, not necessarily disability because your pay changes there, but you're always out for some issue or a reason, or you're there every day plugging along and being ignored, working your butt off. Or if you're there every day working and you're being recognized. Any of those things, the participation trophy is your paycheck because it happens every 2 weeks regardless. And if you mess something up, then it's a different process that kicks into place to get you cut from the proverbial team. I'm fine with that part of it. I think they need to bring back the other part when we're talking about participation trophies. I like that participation trophies exist because that kid who really he's going to be an excellent cellist. He ain't never going to be good at running linebacker. Okay? But he's out there and he's trying. He's horrible. He's missing all the blocks. He can't remember a play to save his life. Right? But he's out there. He's suited up. He's part of the team culture and all that. Give his ass his little ass trophy with a little bobblehead on it. Give it to him. So he can look back at it and say, I did that thing. Right? The ones who are really good at it are going to go on and they're going to letter and they're going to get big trophies and they're going to get accolades and they're going to get the name in the magazines and they're going to get there. I'm fine with the participation piece there. It's just that we've gotten to the point where the participation in many cases is the entire story. Like there's no variation past that. Like literally everybody gets this thing. That's where I'm like, you've destroyed competition once you start doing that. Because that gets to what you were saying, Marlon. Why would I work harder to become a better running back if I'm still gonna get the same trophy? That's where it comes down to the coach, and it comes down to the family, and it comes down to the individual. Between those three entities, that's where you have to understand that this was never about the trophy. What is it that you're here competing for? What is it that you're actually after? Are you just trying to be a part of the team? Are you trying to be the best team? Are you trying to be the best person at your position so that you can go and be on a better team or be recognized? These are all three different objectives, all very real, but you got to figure out what that kid wants. And if you are only holding up a trophy, then I think that as a coach and as a parent, you failed that child. You never got to what they're actually after.